Hello guys, and welcome to my first review, and it's going to be an African kingdom civilization. Today I'm going to be talking about the Berbers. Now, the Berbers are a civilization available in the African Kingdoms expansion like I mentioned before, and they are a pretty amazing civilization. Some people call them overpowered, some people call them underpowered, some people call them just in between of that. And I'm here just to tell you what they're good and they're bad at, or they're decent. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to show you basically their strengths and weaknesses while analyzing their tech tree and how they stack up in the meta game. Strategies they'll be useful to, all kinds of things. So, hopefully you guys enjoy, and let's get started. Now, first of all, we're going to be looking at their civilization bonuses right here. The first one we're going to be looking at is villagers moving 10% faster. Now, first of all, I'll be analyzing their villager speed. And the thing about having a good villager speed is it's very easy, like maps, like Nomad, for you to kind of get a good start. And what I mean is just it's really helpful because you can find all your villagers, and of course they're not going to be this close. This is just a regular recreational map. And they're going to be able to do all sorts of things. And getting here a little faster before your opponent is going to be great. But what if the space is not too far between that resource and basically what you're trying to get, which is your lumber camp right here, and you're trying to get, of course, wood, right? Well, there's a little bit of downside to that. Now, it's not really going to be that great in the long run, but sure, it'll help you out here and there. It's one of those things that you really don't notice, but it'll have an effect on your game while doing it, but you won't really notice it at all. Basically, it's a great bonus, but very weak compared to some other civ bonuses. But don't worry, the Berbers make up for a lack of decent bonuses, and actually, this might be a little more helpful than you think. It's also great for villager scouting. As you can see, it moves a little more quicker than I would have thought, and this is on normal speed. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty handy to have, and I would actually kind of like it. It's also great for boar lures, and what I mean, it's perfect speed for boar lures. This helps me a lot. So, for example, when I'm luring the boar, I'm not too fast nor too slow to keep up with it, and it's really, you can see, I don't know what it's doing right now, honestly, but you can kind of understand what I mean. It's not too fast, it's not too slow, it's kind of just right. And that's what I find is great about this bonus. It helps you so much. And no, this is not how I start a regular game. Just be aware of that, guy. Just be aware. I don't even do any of the stuff that I'm doing right now on camera. So yeah, villager moving bonus, pretty decent, not the greatest. Let's move on to the next one. This one is stable units costing 20% less, starting from the Castle Age. Now, what I find about their stable is it's pretty useful. It has everything but the Paladin. Of course, the Paladin is really good, but for late game trash wars, having the Hussar is very helpful, and if you're being attacked, heavy camels are the way to go. Especially if they're dealing with paladins, heavy camel can beat them in a one-on-one, I believe. Don't quote me on that, I'm pretty sure they can, though. Pretty obvious. And also, don't forget that this is just great, especially when you're trying to get your army ready. And it just helps just because it's such a great bonus. And what you really want to do with this bonus is take advantage of it as much as you can. Because having this bonus is huge. It can mean the difference between a win or not. And don't worry about this. This is just a scenario, so I haven't scouted out anything yet. Obviously. Alright, so basically, let's just pretend we're doing our night rush, I'm pretending I find the person. No, I can't find them. Boom, boom, boom. Try to find them. No, I cannot find them. What am I doing? But yeah, you kind of get the point. This is a little overpowered, but not too overpowered, but still a little overpowered. Oh, let's get to the point. Boom, Night Rush. Boom. Just win. Come on, kill everyone. Kill everyone. Quick, quick, quick. Don't take your time. Just kill everyone. Okay, he's in the castaway. Does not matter. Kill it. Kill with fire. And as you can see, I'm pretty much destroying the competition. The Night Rush is one of the most potent things ever. So make sure you know how to do it. And yes, this is not how to do it. I didn't even scout it out yet. Like I said, I'm only doing this just because it's easier not having to play a game again. I just wrecked someone with the Night Rush's Berbers in a 2-on-2. It was pretty easy. I took advantage of their bonus. Yeah, let's get to the point. The Berbers are awfully good in any situation you put them in. They're not able to fare super well without... They're a great team civilization. Let me put it like that way. The next bonus is ships moving 10% faster. Now, I don't really want to just do this because it's just so easy to kind of imagine. Ships moving 10% faster. Yeah, ships moving 10% faster. Great. Doesn't really change much. I would prefer more range. It's alright. They have almost a full dock tree. We'll get to that in a second. So their unique unit is the Camel Archer. And so the Camel Archer is the Berber unique unit. It has an attack bonus versus cavalry archers. As you can see, it's created a little, it's like in the medium range, I'd like to say. Not too fast, not too slow. I'll say roughly about 15 seconds. I'm not too sure. Let me check that. No, more like 20-ish in game time, of course. But yeah, it is pretty slow compared to most archers. In cavalry archers, for sure, it's a little slower than that. But still, a very nice unit to have. And if I turn up the speed to max, our opponent is right here. They're the Franks, obviously, because I have no time to... I'm just putting a predefined setting. Alright, so as we have here, you can see that it quickly annihilates anything that's passed. Let's get away from here. Let's get away. Okay, now kill it. Snipe that. Snipe that. Kill him. Kill that. No, get away, get away. It is actually pretty decent in some situations. Now let's kill the town center. Alright, so basically what I got from that unit is a very great unit to have, but let's see it against actual other cavalry archers. And if you don't mind, I need to have my every time I'm just gonna blow up something kind of moment. Alright, boom, boom, boom. Goodbye. You know what? Black Death. See how it does against a Hun cavalry archer, which is over there. I put it to none AI, so one move. Alright, let's see what happens. Alright, I'm gonna put one back. I want to see how this guy fares against this guy. So they have the same HP. Okay, so right now it does 8 damage, right? Okay, yeah, it just does 8 damage, but that has 4 pierce armor. So it does 12 damage, which is 4 bonus damage against a cavalry archer. Which is pretty awesome. So it pretty much neutralizes the pierce armor. And I'd see it be very useful. So I like it. Alright, so people have been asking me 10 elite camel archers or 10 HCAs, and these are the Huns ones. So these are not, and this is with micro, and then I'm going to do without micro. Let's see what happens. But I think the camel archers would win even without micro. This is the trashiest micro you've ever seen, but however, if we put equal resources to the test, and this one will be without any micro at all, just throw them in there, see what they do. Yeah, equal resources is not looking too good. But not really a solid counter to the cavalry archer. They are getting some leverage though. Can they pull it out in the clutch? Can they actually pull it out? No way. Well, with equal resources, the Huns win. Next unique unit is the Genitour. It's a mounted skirmisher, and it's very cheap as well. It's pretty good even against cavalry archers, which, let's see, 10 of these or 10 cavalry archers. And I will use micro just because mostly anyone uses micro. First of all, let's just patrol, and then I'll see how they do. Alright, they're doing very nice. I like the way this is going. I would say they're actually a heavy counter towards these guys, actually. And that was with minimum micro, of course. Holy crap, they're actually really resistant. And they have 6 pierce armor. Are these guys Huskarls or something? I think they're a little too OP. This is a no gold unit at all. And I think these guys, when fully upgraded, are just the same as heavy cavalry archers. A great rating unit. They have 6 full pierce armor. Come back to your donger. Psych. Wait, where's the other dude? You thought GG. Oh wow, okay. Gonna chases you down. Alright. I'm sorry that I have to chase you down, Mr. HCA. Goodbye. The next unique tech is going to be Caspa, which is team castles working 25% faster, which is definitely a team bonus of itself. As you can see, the P-Tard is actually created a lot faster. Let me just blow this up. I don't know why it spawned in the middle of nowhere. But as you can see, a elite camel archer is made very quickly. And of course, it's like a team bonus in itself. So let's get 2 of these guys running. And boom, let's start demolishing them, I guess. But anyways, guys, as you can see, this is a pretty solid civilization by the looks of it. Now let's check out Mughrabi camels. Camel troops regenerating. Now this is not as strong as the Berserkers, but let me tell you this, it's a little glitched at the moment, I believe. And I'm not sure if they fixed it yet. But it actually makes all the camels on the map regenerate, which is really buggy, and I think it'll give your opponent also. And for the cost of it, it's really not useful. Because, check this out. Let me damage this guy. Holy crap, let me get him. Alright. So, check this out. Let's do that really quickly. Look at how slow that regeneration is. And if I speed it up to the maximum speed, literally, it's so slow. Like, I can go for a walk and still find out that it hasn't regenerated yet. And let's try this out. Let's try that trick. Alright, guys. Seriously, his guy's regenerating too. Look at this. And he didn't even research the technology, plus he's the Hun, so he wouldn't have access to it. I mean, this is glitched. Why does he have the ability to regenerate the same as I do? It just does not make any sense. Yay, and at least I win. Holy crap, they need to fix that, man. I don't want my opponents being as invincible as I am. And I'd say that, but in reality, it's just a waste of money, and don't get the Mughrabi camels upgrade. Trust me, it's also useless even if it was working as well. Instead of just supplying everyone with these regenerating camels. And I don't even think it stacks up, so if 2 people get it, as the Berbers, I don't even know. But Hey, try not to get it. It's not really useful at all, but it's kind of like having an invisible monk that's like 50 times slower. Let's put it that way. And that's not even correct math. I'm not Spirit of the Law. I don't do math. Kind of wish I did. But let's move on to the team bonus. The Genitour is available in the archery range. I'd love to have someone like a Berber teammate, because then I'll have access to this crazy OP unit. Just look at how OP it is.
I play the shots, I cut the calls, we in the dance, it's going down. Yeah, I'm the kid with my motherfucking crown. Bitch, I'm a boss, 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 bitch, I'm a.
Okay, well, not that OP. We all wish he was, and rest in peace. Really, rest in peace. But anyways, let's move on to the tech tree as always. First of all, let's start with the archery range. Now, aside from not having Arbalest and Parthian tactics, this guy is all you need. Now, I'm going to give a grade out of 10 for each one of these, and I'd give it a 9, a solid 9. Mostly because having heavy cavalry archers, if they had this, they'll probably have one of the best in the game, but don't they already have the best in the game already? Just kidding, not the best in the game, but one of the best in the game. But it's pretty awesome. Also, having hand cannoneer is a great bonus. It's a great one. Next, moving on to the barracks. They have all the full champion line, and they are missing a halberdier, and they have pretty much everything you need, except I'd probably prefer this over the pikeman, and to be honest, anyone would. Unless you're the Viking pikeman. Okay, that I would not prefer. I mean, that I would. Okay, whatever. Let's move on. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give the grades at the end. So, the stable units, obviously, having everything but the paladin, pretty solid. If they have the paladin, they'd be a little too overpowered, though, so I kind of like the way it's all going, and that's pretty solid. And next, the dock, missing everything but shipwright. Shipwright grade gives you a huge advantage, especially in the Imperial Age, being able to outproduce your opponent, especially if you do have it. I mean, if they did have it, they'd be a little too overpowered, but the Spanish have all the dock techs, I believe, and that's pretty overpowered already. Next, moving on to the monks. They're missing block running and sanctity, but otherwise they're pretty solid, and I really wouldn't mess with their monastery too much. Although they are very solid, I think an arena, a monk, and siege combo, along with some genitours, obviously, because you already know how overpowered this kid is. Oh my god, that would be pretty hard to stop, especially since the Genitour is a trash unit, and having that is really good. Next, moving on to the unique unit, the only weakness I see is kind of against camels, because it's pretty weak against camels, and let's be honest. Mostly because camels are fast. I wouldn't say they're weak against halberdiers, pikemen, spearmen, that line. But they have really low melee armor, and even if you get all the upgrades, which they do have all the blacksmith upgrades, except for ring archer armor, they'd actually not be that resistant to high attack values, such as like the paladin and stuff. I think you get wiped out pretty easily, but if you do have a heavy cavalry archer, oh, these guys will own them. Unless you have the Huns and have like 7 million of them, especially in Arabia. Otherwise, they're pretty solid. Next, moving on to their unique tech, Caspa, or Caspa, or whatever you like to pronounce it as. I don't know. But it's pretty okay. It doesn't really give you a clear advantage, but it'll work in the background, and you'll be in harmony before you know it. Okay. I don't want to really give a good grade to this, mostly because it's a glitch, and you know how I do with the glitches, I don't like it. Next, moving on to their siege, they have some pretty nice siege, although they're missing some great late game technologies, like the siege ram and the siege onager. Although this costs 1,000 food and this costs 1,000, 6,300 and 700 gold. Still, I would love to have both of these accessible. They do have Bomber Cannon and Siege Engineers, so I'll forgive them on that. And obviously the Genitour. Also, they have Bracer, which is really awesome, and I like that tech a lot, mostly because of the awesome icon it has, and that's a nice name, Bracer. Okay, not really that great. They also have Ballistics, which is good as well. I think it also just affects everything in the archery range except for the hand cannoneer. And they are just missing 3 things that I don't even use, except for when I'm the Turks, I like to spam some of these, and Koreans, I like to spam both of those. Mostly because of the tower upgrades are free as the Koreans, and you won't have to waste so much money, but enough said right there. Now their eco is pretty solid, especially just missing Tuma and Saw. They have guilds and prop rotation and Imperial. I don't use this a lot anymore though, it doesn't really matter. They have some pretty nice technologies, and if you go back over here, that's actually a huge eco bonus, both of the first 2. And also, along with Magrabi Camels, which is very glitchy, you don't have to pay for monks, really. You just put them in castles and get like the herbal medicine tech, and they'll be healed in no time. And it's just pretty nice. So I'd like to give them a huge eco bonus, and their eco is pretty solid. Now let's start with the grades. Their archery range, I'll give them a 9 out of 10 just for missing some solid technologies and a ring archer armor. Overall, they should also kind of have a cavalry archer in there, but that's pretty much what I can get from there. The infantry doesn't have any specific bonuses towards them, and I find it kind of futile to kind of mess too much with these. But they're not horrible in any way. They have all the techs you need except for the halbs. And a 7 out of 10, and I'm being really nice there. Maybe a 6 out of 10. But I'm giving them a 7 out of 10 as my final answer. For the stable, they have everything but Paladin and all the blacksmith upgrades, and plus the Civ bonus there. So I'm going to give their cavalry 9 out of 10. I wouldn't give them a 10 out of 10 just because they're missing that, and, I don't know. I just don't feel like giving them the 10 out of 10 yet. But at the dock, we don't have shipwright, but why does that matter? It really doesn't matter too much, mostly because it's so expensive. But if you're in the Imperial Age, you should be able to afford that. Otherwise, they're very solid. I'd like to give them a 10 out of 10. Now, it doesn't mean they're perfect. They have a lot of flaws, like not having too many bonuses, but they do have this tiny bonus right there, which will help you decrease the distance. You don't have to really waste time going all the way to your opponent. It's pretty awesome, and I'd like that bonus. It's not great, but it's okay. And their monks, only missing 2 technologies, which I barely ever research, and they're not too expensive at all. Having everything else accessible, when the really only ones I get are Redemption, maybe Atonement, and Fervor, and I don't get anything else. Maybe Sanctity if I'm feeling a little titty-like. Alright, I don't know if that even made sense. Alright, but I'd give their monks a 7 out of 10. Pretty solid, but they don't have any bonuses towards them, so that's a regular rating. The Camel Archer unit, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Not great, but not bad at all. Their Caspa tech, out of 5, I'd give it a 3. And the Magrabi Camels, I'd give it a 1 out of 5. The reason I rate them out of 5 is because you can just multiply by 2 and you'll get the rating for 10. I just give it out of 5 because they're techs and they both add up to 10. So, this is a 3 plus the 1 is a 4 out of 10. So, you kind of get how that works. Their siege isn't too bad, but it isn't too great. But I could definitely work with it. Especially having siege engineers is a great one. And Genitour, especially if you want to kind of go overpowered. But 8 out of 10, that's solid. I like everything they have there. Although they're missing those 2, I really get the siege rams more than the onagers, since these guys can't really cut down trees. I mean, they can. Okay, what am I saying? If you have honors here, you can cut down trees, so I'm fine with that. And since this is only playable in the expansions, I'm totally fine with that. The blacksmith techs, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. They're missing ring archer armor. That's very important for me. Especially, I don't want my Genitours dying, man, alright? I don't want them dying. But as you can see, the siege, engineers, tech, and pretty much everything but those three, I don't really research any of those three except for architecture. If I'm feeling like I'm indestructible. I don't know if that made any sense to you, but it made sense to me. They have pretty much everything in the eco. Last but not least, a 10 out of 10. That seems a little too big. Nah, I think it's just perfect. For one of the best civilizations in the expansions, people think they're underrated. They're pretty good. They're pretty decent. They might not be competition worthy like the Huns on Arabia. Like everyone makes cavalry, archers, siege rams, halberdiers, paladins, and maybe Tarkans if you want to raise some buildings, but Trebs. I don't know. That's pretty much anything they make. But yeah, I definitely like to see more from them. Out of all of these civilizations, out of these 27, I definitely say they're top 10. And why not top 5? Well, they're not necessarily, they have a lot of weaknesses. And weaknesses like not having a good early game, because this bonus won't really give them a relatively great early game. No bonuses there, and plus the shabby texture is a little bit of a put down, and the Castle Age isn't that strong. As you can see, they're really kind of lacking with no Castle Age bonuses. Although they have like everything you need except for one technology that they're missing in the Castle Age line. Okay, we make that 2. They're kind of weak in the early game, and they're very subject to rushes, and if you kind of can get this Civ off its feet, it won't reach the Imperial power it will get. If you let them get to Castle and go for a Night Rush, I'd see that's going to be really devastating, because the Castle Age bonus is just an effect, obviously, from the Castle Age, and I'd see kind of how you guys would make use of that, and if you let them get to the Castle Age, it's kind of harsh, unless you kind of harass them with some archers or whatever, but they're not unstoppable till they get to Imperial. They're still never unstoppable. No Civ is truly 100% unstoppable unless you're the Huns. Okay, maybe not, but the Huns are so hard to stop, I swear to God. God, okay, that was really weird, but I had to. But yeah, otherwise it's a very solid Civ. I definitely love these Genitour units. No homo, bromo, but seriously, those were really sweet. I definitely use this Civ on any map type, like mega random. You can just mega random this shit. Holy crap, that'll be so nice. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed. That's my first video on this channel, and yeah, hopefully you guys like for more content, and subscribe. So peace out. I'll see y'all later.